Hello everyone, this is Peter Paul Brazzola working with the New Shadow. Throughout the world, the Roman Catholic Church is being shellacked in the media because of the failure of the leadership to deal with the pedophiles in the clergy. Here in San Francisco at 920 Sacramento in North Beach, there's the Donaldina Cameron house, which was set up by a woman back at the turn of the century to protect Chinese girls who were being forced into yellow slavery, prostitution in Chinatown. 40 years later, a man named Reverend Wickman took over. This pedophile preyed on the young boys who were there. He would tell them, "Who's sleeping with me tonight?" And when he went to his cabin in Muir Woods, he would say the same thing, "Who's sleeping with me tonight?" Some of the counselors knew what was going on. They either reported it and were ignored or just ignored it themselves. But it went on for 40 years. Finally, Wickman was forced out, and he reportedly lives in Oregon. He's past 90 if he's still alive. For some reason, the San Francisco Housing Authority puts ministers and one priest on its board. All these people are controversial. Jim Jones, the Reverend Jim Jones, was among the most controversial who ran a prostitution ring at the Housing Authority. Reverend Harry Chuck was involved with the Cameron House for over 40 years. He apparently knew what was going on, and he made a statement, "I had my understanding with the Reverend Wickman," but whatever that means, we don't know. Now, the president of the Housing Authority is a black Baptist named Reverend Amos Brown, who has his own pedophile scandal at the Third Baptist Church and $250,000 judgments. In episode 2, we'll explore those and expose him. This is Peter Paul Brazzola working with the New Shadow. Thanks for viewing. Okay. Hello everyone, this is Peter Paul Brazzola. While the Catholic Church is being shellacked by people in the media and other religions around the world, here in San Francisco there is a 40-year scandal involving the Presbyterians' senior house, the Donaldina Cameron house at 920 Sacramento in Chinatown. Originally started by Donaldina Cameron to house and protect young Chinese girls who were victims of yellow slavery or prostitution that was going on in Chinatown and in San Francisco. Later, Reverend Wickman took over, and for 40 years he molested young Chinese and Asian boys who were sheltered there. He used to tell them, "Who's going to sleep with me tonight?" When he went to his cabin in Muir Woods, he pulled the same stunt. Apparently people knew about what was going on, but failed to deal with it or even acknowledge it. So today, it's now coming out that for 40 years, the Protestants, the Presbyterians, have their own scandal, and it's still not resolved. Ironically, these ministers seem to end up on the board or the presidency of the San Francisco Housing Authority. We had the Jim Jones scandal in the 70s, appointed by Mayor George Moscone. Jones would offer young boys offense goods, anything you wanted. Harry Chuck, who was for 50 years connected to the Donaldina Cameron house and was a resident there, knew about Reverend Wickman, and he says they had an understanding. I don't know what that means, or does nobody else. But he was also on the board of the Housing Authority. Now we have as president of the Housing Authority, Reverend Amos Brown, who has his own pedophile scandals at the Third Baptist Church, and that'll be in episode part 2. This is Peter Paul Brazzola, working with the New Shadow. Thanks for viewing.